I had to quit smoking cigarettes because I coach basketball,
Uh-huh.
and like during the basketball season, I'm just like, nah, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it right now. Can't do it right now. But I still enjoy.
It's yeah. Yeah.
I just enjoy it, especially like I offer
Welcome to Assembly V1.1. This assembly provides live monthly meetings with video broadcasts, as well as a chat room so all members can interact in real time. There is also an upcoming lecture series in which all members of the SAM are invited to attend. Can't make it to the meeting or lecture live? No worries, as all of it will be archived so it can be seen on demand for any active member of the society. The cost of all this? It's free for all members of the Society of American Magicians.
Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday to everybody out there in V1.1 land. I'm coming to you from my place, and I have the extreme pleasure to introduce one of my good friends and an excellent magician. Dan Hauss is going to be giving us a lecture today. Dan, for those of you who aren't familiar with his name, shame on you. But Dan is an excellent magician and a wonderful magic creator. Some of the things that he's credited with, you'll see tonight. He'll go over some of those things tonight, and they've been seen worldwide and used by some names that I'm sure you're all familiar with on television and on special appearances. Dan is a prolific creator of magic and a very talented man. It's my pleasure to welcome my friend. Without much ado, here is Mr. Dan Hauss. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hello, everybody out there in internet land. Is that right? Internet land, yes. So tonight we're going to be going over a little bit of everything that I've created, and trying to break it down as much as possible for you guys. So we are pretty much going to go trick, and then I would like to talk about just some views on magic. Nothing political. I'm going to try to not bore you. So let's get into some tricks first, okay? Because that's what we are all here for. So we're going to try something with my ring here. Right there. The ring appears. So we have a nice little ring appearance there. So I'll go over that. My hands are a little sweaty. We are glitchy on this side. Is that how they're seeing it, or are we fine?
We'll check.
Or is that just the delay here on the bigger screen?
I think that's just the minor delay.
Okay, so we're fine. Okay, cool. I just want to double check something, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'll try to show you routines or routine it or bits and pieces of it, but just to give you guys a gist of the tricks, and then you could put it in your own little routine. But I came up with this nice idea for a ring appearance, and I will try to come closer to the screen, or I will take off my jacket. Relax, ladies. So maybe the contrast will be better here. Okay. So I wanted to come up with an idea for a ring appearance, but talk about doing magic with my ring. And I point, and people are looking, and they go, "Oh, well, there's no ring." Putting two and two together, and then making a ring appear instead of just saying, "Oh, look, let me show you something." Okay. So it's very simple. You just have a ring palmed. Okay. The best palm you can do, and I just come up to somebody and I say, "Let me show you something with my ring here." And what you're doing is I'm going to try to show you an exposed view here. So I'm going to come up like this. So what's happening here is you're swiping here, and then you're coming over, and you're just putting the ring onto your ring finger, but you're letting it go on but like that, and then you're sliding it down. A little bit sticky or sweaty. It's not going to work that great. So you kind of want to have like dry hands. So again, it is here, here, and here. Okay. All right. In action, it would look like this. It goes down. Okay. Now I am a little sticky with the light on me. But from this point, I would go into a routine where I have the ring where it's not on so tight. Okay, actually, let me back up a little bit. The ring that I use here isn't tight, or it's not too loose. You want it to where it'll stay on, but it won't fall off. Okay, because it makes it easy to go from one move to the next move. What's up, buddy? How are you? Somebody just walked in. More people are better. So that's a big thing for me. This won't fall off, but it is loose, but it's not too tight, if you get the point. That way, when I make the ring appear, if I'm completely dry and I have no sweaty hands, which I usually don't, but just because of the lights, I'm a little sticky. But normally, I can just swing my hand and go right into the routine. But if not, I actually just adjust a little bit, up a little bit on my finger. So then from here, what I do is I just come over and act like I'm pulling it through the finger to the thumb. Okay, and exposed view is just doing that. Okay, just a little down, just here. So I just block it and come over. So it's here and up to the thumb. Now from this point, I will come grab the ring, and all I do here is cover the thumb and just let it drop into finger palm, finger palm. Take the ring off my thumb and toss it back on. Oh, cool. It's harder to do ring rolls, which there we go. I forgot how to do it. Also, like I said, the way it fits is super important. And also, I was just talking to the guys about this. With any trick, you do a coin trick, the chapstick trick I'll be showing you guys in a little bit, finger ring magic. Some people tend to over grab. If you're going to grab something, you don't need to grab as if you're doing a move. You just need to grab it as if you're taking it. I think that is such a huge thing in magic because sometimes as magicians we are trying to be magicians without even realizing it. So if you're just going to take a ring, just take a ring. Sometimes I even like coming up like this, but I think being very gentle and, that's how I would take it. So that's how I take the ring, pretend to take the ring. Okay. So keep that in mind. It's another little tidbit that I have for you. Anything else with the ring that I can think of? Oh, I do have one move that yes, I will get back to it. Thank you, Vince, for the ring. I appreciate it. I was going to false transfer it, but no. I do need an assistant for the next card trick, so you want to help, bud?
Yes.
All right, come on up. We got the little man here. This is Matthew Jr. Wave to everybody. There's a million people watching us right now. We'd like to think, right? Okay. Did Dad teach you how to shuffle cards?
Yes.
He did. All right. You probably can do it better than him. So let's give it a try.
That's true.
Give a shuffle. Give a shuffle.
Yep, better.
Definitely better.
Very nice.
He's over-taught him. Good stuff, buddy.
Wait, can I put that in?
No, you got it.
There you go.
We good?
I think we're
Oh,
ready.
hey,
I think we're done.
Okay, good. All right, Matthew, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal down the cards like this, and you just say stop whenever you want.
Okay.
Whenever you want.
Stop.
Right here? Do you want me to keep this card or you want me to pick this one?
Pick that one.
This one right here?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to see it, right? Do you have it? You got it?
It's sideways.
No, I know. He's a bright one. Does everybody have it?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. We're gonna try this here. Let me try to find your card with my cat-like reflexes. You can sit down now. Give him a round of applause. Good job. Okay, so your card is somewhere in here, right? Here we go. I'm gonna try to find it. My cat-like reflexes. Hopefully this will work because I'm sweaty. If it doesn't, I will still teach you. Thinking of your card?
Okay.
Cat-like reflexes. Matt, can you come down a little bit on the
Yep.
mat?
Mm-hmm.
Can you come down so in case it doesn't work? Perfect. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I pluck one card out. What was your card?
8 of hearts.
Oh, 8 of hearts. Give him a round of applause. Good job, buddy. Good job. All right, relax. It wasn't that good. All right, gentlemen. Here's what the, this is actually one of my favorite tricks that I've created. And I think that I did a bad job on the demo because I did it myself for once. And I don't think it sold the trick like it should have. And I think it's super clever. Because if you think about it, what I just did is genuinely impossible unless you pluck the card off the top and just pretend that you pulled it out of the middle, which is not happening. So maybe this is more of a magician's trick and more of a fooler for us. And like all my stuff, it's super, super, super simple. But I mean, genuinely, you are plucking the card out of the center of the deck or wherever they put it. So the gimmick is super, super, super complicated. I'm sorry for that, but this is what it is. It is packing tape. So yeah, it's not difficult, I promise. Actually, I was lying to you. Actually, I'll use that. So I'll show you how to set it up. And we'll go. I'm going to over-exaggerate this. Do you have a Sharpie?
Behind you, there's a whole cupful.
Oh yeah, there it is. We're not at a magician's house, are we? Oh my gosh.
Most of those are gaffed.
Is this gift?
No, that's okay. That's
Okay. It's like I don't have to go to my grandmother's and say, "Hey, do you have an ungaffed marker?" Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do, just so you can see it better, is I'm going to over-exaggerate this and color it in so you can have white sticky. But yeah, the trick is done with tape, and I say packing tape because it is actually one of the. It's stronger, yeah, and it's stronger than regular tape. Okay, so all you're doing is you're putting it on the. Well, I'm going to color it in for you. Do that trick so you kids can see it. I can't even see it. Where can I do this, Matt? This Matt don't matter. It's probably super expensive. Okay. Just so you guys can get an idea, it is absolutely not that big, about half the thickness and half the size. Okay, but I just want you to see what's going on here. So that's the setup. It goes on the top of the deck, and it's just stuck to the top of the card. All right. You are going to put the cards in the deck like normal, and you're going to fold the tape in and close the box. Okay. So when Matthew comes up, or when he came up, I am looking at him, taking out of the deck. My hand, I'm going to show you, I'm going to squeeze over here so you guys can see the exposed view. So I'm taking the cards out of the box, and my fingers are covering the dirty part here. Okay. And now as I'm about to hand him the deck, I'm peeling the tape off. Now, the tape should be the size of this, right above your last crease and, to about the tip of your finger. So I'm peeling the tape off, and I'm handing him the deck. So it all happens in one motion. Now, as he's shuffling the cards, I'm going to be over here, and I'm pulling back on the tape and pinching it. So now there's a little L in the tape, so it's bent almost at an angle. That's going to help me for when he hands me back the cards. Matt, actually, or Calvin, can I have your hand real quick? Yeah. So I can stay up here so they can see this. Okay. So, I mean, and you actually could deal this into their hand. So what's happening here is I'm dealing not with what would be my pointer finger normally, with my middle finger, like this. So as I'm dealing, Calvin would say, stop, okay? Stop. When he says stop, because I bent this tape, as I'm showing him the card, which is absolutely normal, while I'm showing him the card, I say this one, and I just stuck the tape to the card, okay? Now I'll take back these cards. Thank you. I'm going to take the card, put it in the deck, All right, put it all the way in, and I'm going to rotate the deck around as I peel the tape off my finger. But don't just pull your finger off, roll it off like that. Okay, so now there's the tape sticking out of the back of the deck. All right, but it's always facing you and it's not colored in black. So now you're pretty clean, and you can handle the cards freely, and you can even riffle them. I don't like to play with the cards too much because technically, I guess you could get the card to the top and do that move. So I don't want them to think in any way, shape, or form that I'm doing that. So from this point, I'm just I'm putting my thumb, almost bending it in half and just pushing my thumb and the tape against the deck, like that. Now this tape is off a little bit, but off to the side, but it should still work. This is kind of a timing thing, so because as I'm dribbling, I don't want to dribble too long and then the card go with it, and it would look weird because sometimes if you dribble too hard and too fast, it could possibly take the tape with it. Okay, so you just almost want to time it. Okay, so just dribble for a second and then pull back, and that's all you're doing. You're just dribbling and pulling back, just like that, and the cards go on the floor. But it's okay. It's okay. Pull back, and you get the card. Now the cleanup is absolutely super simple. As I rotate the card to show them which card it is, I'm just peeling the tape off onto my finger, onto my thumb. So the tape's on my thumb now, and I just toss it up and put the tape away or just wait. There's no reason to rush whatsoever. So let me show you that. I had to pick up my cards. The cards will not go all over the place. Just this time it will. Okay, so let me do that in action one more time. So Calvin, can you come up one more time? I'm going to try to use the same tape again, but I would not suggest that at all because if you are sweaty or greasy, then you got one shot with it. But what I do is I actually carry like little pieces of tape on the bottom here and then just peel them off when I need them. Okay, so in action it would look like this. So Calvin, we're going to try something here. Do you know how to shuffle? Good. Shuffle those up. Gracias. I'm going to deal down. You just say stop whenever you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Stop.
Right here. Do you want this card or do you want me to deal the next one?
I'll take that one.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Take a look at it.
Okay.
Good. Everybody got it? Oh, I now have it. Great. Well, I forget those cards. I'll put it in the center. Right. And we'll gather these cards up. Okay, so you're thinking of your card?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to try to find it with my cat-like reflexes. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, I got 2. I'm going to go with this one. Okay, what was your card?
8 of diamonds.
8 of diamonds. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, so it definitely does not have to be this big. Are there any questions on the cat? So it should be more like this size. No, that would be a little obvious. Let me actually cut off a piece that it actually will be so you guys can get a better idea of what the real size should look like. Is the joke coming? Is it? Is it coming? All right, that's about what it should look like, guys. So it would fit right here. I'm going to bend it. So right like that. You know, it starts at my crease and it's bent. And again, like I said, guys, the bend is to get the card on there fast so you're not fumbling. Yes.
So it has to be sort of at a right angle.
Yes. It doesn't have to be like completely, you know, what is 90 degrees. It just has to be a little bent because otherwise you're trying to squeeze it under the tape.
So Dan, I have a question from the internet. So the sticky side is facing upside, away from the deck? Like, talk about where the stickiness part of the tape is. I think that's not.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I'll start from the beginning, but just go through it. So it's the sticky side is down right now. So I'm actually sticking the tape to the card about halfway down the card, or halfway down the tape. Okay, you don't want to put it too far down on the card because then you're peeling off more. It's not necessary. I grab the cards out, I'm feeling it. I'm pushing down about where my crease is and just peeling it off. It happens in seconds. So it's stuck to my finger. Peel it back. When I'm dealing the cards down, I'm re-sticking it to the card. So the right now the tape is sticky side up, but because it's bent, I can slide it right onto the card, and now it's stuck to the card. Right. So if I were to let go onto the back of the card, yes, yeah. So if I turn around, it's stuck to the card right now, and it almost seems, I guess, it almost seems pointless to stick it on then just to take it off. But you gotta set it, you know. So it's here, and I want to show. I mean, you could always just come down and go right into it, but I feel like your hands should come away from it for a second to show that it's, you know, that you're not holding on to something, because there could be a loop there or something, or there could be a clear piece of tape there, you know. So from this point, just as you spin, roll your pointer off like that. I wouldn't play with it too much from this point on. From this point on, yes, now when I push my thumb against it, it's sticking back to my thumb. So I'm pushing hard against it, against the back of the deck. And then when I'm riffling, I'm just pulling my hand backwards, and it's stuck to my thumb. So it's really stuck to my thumb when I pull it out. So it's here, and I'm pulling back. I don't know why that keeps happening, because it doesn't happen. And then peel off of your thumb, or I'm sorry, peel off the card onto your thumb.
And that's the same setup you use when you have the tape on the deck in the box before you start, so that it's not sticking to all the cards in the box.
Yes. So when it's stuck to the card, and when I close the lid of the box, the sticky side's going down. It won't stick to the other cards. It never has for me. And when I open the box and pull the cards out, it just flips back up, because I'm not putting any pressure on the top of the flap of the box. So any questions, you guys, please feel free to write in and ask. I am absolutely 100% going to try to cram as much stuff in here as I can. I did want to point out, and I was telling Matt before the beginning of this, that everything you guys see, I am absolutely 100% going to show you how it works. There are a couple things that aren't actually, excuse you. There is one thing that's not out yet that I'm actually going to teach you. We'll just have to keep it between us. But it will be my new effect coming out. But my point is that if there's anything that you like, that you want more knowledge on or more handlings, you can always email me after the lecture and say, hey, Dan, can I buy this off you? I will have some things for sale after this. I have some lecture stuff, more in-depth stuff than just what I'm showing you right now. So I will do that at the end before we sign off. Awesome. Good.
Good.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, one person. Okay. Let's move on to some rubber band stuff, shall we? Actually,
you like rubber band stuff?
Yeah. Actually, while we have this out, I actually do want to share something with you. This is my little touch on. I wish I could remember. I just know that it does exist because I was told this. So if somebody out there in Magic Land could remind me who did this, that would be great. But I have my own little touch to it. So while we have these, real quick, I know you want to see the rubber band stuff. Vince, will you do me a favor? We'll mix them up for me. Good. I'm sorry. Actually, here. We will just take one. That's okay. Having somebody take a card. Good. Show all your friend.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Great. Just remember to just put that right there. It's a trick deck. Calvin's dropping them. I'm dropping them. Give a little cut. All right. Do me a favor. Will you come up here?
Sure.
Real quick. Good. Put your hand out like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was a black card.
It was.
Yes. It was a spade.
It was.
It was a low card?
Very low.
Yes. It was a two of spades?
It was.
Cool. Thank you. Have a seat. Okay. So I know a flap with a hole in the box has been around. Okay. But what I did was I added a little mirror. Okay. And don't believe that was done. Okay. And so instead of having to peek it like this with the box up here, I can now peek it super low as I'm putting it into the spectator's hand or onto the table. I just get that last minute glimpse of the card. So what I did here was I took, I bought some of that Mylar pretty much, yes. And cut out a corner of the box right there, which I wish I would have cut a little bit more, right? Added the same face and then just added Mylar here. So when I'm, as you can see, you can get a glimpse of the flight. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So you just get a quick little whoop. So I'm doing it here. I take a glimpse at it and put the deck down. So just a little tidbit I wanted to show you. Now you could add a little bit of repositional glue stick here, so you can stick it closed. I don't really worry about it too much, but magnets. Actually, but I did forget something, guys. I did forget that I usually do say one of the ways of doing it was you can't see through here, right? And as I say, you can't see through here, I'm getting the glimpse right here. So you can't see through here, and he says no, and then I put it down. But a lot of times I like to keep it as low as I possibly can when I'm saying even you can't see through here. You want to keep it angled. So if I'm doing it for one person, you want to keep this side blocked because they could see the dirty side, or you can just go like this. Yeah. But this is a fun little one that I do all the time. No, I don't. Yeah, it's a shame. There's so much that I try to tell people I create, and sometimes when you Vince, when you create something, by the time you created it, you're kind of tired of it. That's for me at least anyway, because I'm not usually creating moves or like I'm a gimmick guys, and that usually takes a while to just try to figure out. And it's just but there are a few things of mine that I do all the time still. So. Okay, good. Didn't reset that. That's perfect. So we'll get back to that. That'll be the second half. Okay, I do have rubber bands on me, so let's get into the rubber band stuff. Yeah.
And then some rubber bands too.
Yeah, we'll do some rubber band stuff. Here's something that I created. I'm gonna say probably like 1942. It's called a Crazy Man's Hand. No, that's probably. God, that's probably even older, huh?
I don't know.
Which rubber bands work good? Can we?
The pink ones work.
Here, I have a pink one.
Yeah, let's try some bright one here. I got a pink one. You have a yellow one?
I got a yellow.
Ooh. Okay, so I did want to come up with my own little version of Crazy Man's Handcuffs. I put out like 3 different tricks with the word time in it, and I don't remember which one this was called. Linking time, stretching time? I don't remember. But here we go. So you're going to wrap your fingers just like that. Can they see that? I feel like they cannot see it.
If you give me a second, the feet's like 30 seconds behind in case you got out of control. So,
in case I already got out of control.
So we just have to. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not projecting very well. Maybe a darker color, like a blue band.
Okay.
Or green.
Better? I hope so, because half this lecture is rubber bands. Can you actually just, you know what? Can you turn the camera a little bit towards me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to get a little selfish, but I got to get close here. Yeah.
That color is better.
Okay, it is. Okay. All right, guys. Hopefully this will play here. So we got my fingers wrapped here. Matt, can you pull the light towards you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think that's better.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I want you guys. So we have a rubber band here, and here. What we're going to do is we're going to get this rubber band to go through this rubber band. It happens quick, so 1, 2, 3. You can actually see that it scissors right through the other rubber band, just like that. Now that's the easy part. The hard part is actually to come back through. Nice and slow. Just like that. You can actually get it to melt back through. I'll show you guys in a second. It's nothing you haven't seen before. Okay, so all you're doing is twisting the rubber band around here. This is the first one at your house, right?
Yeah.
All right, you're not doing bad. So twist, 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 locking your fingers in. Okay. Then you are going to take this rubber band, almost in crazy man handcuffs position. Now in this trick, the bigger action covers the smaller action. Okay, bigger action covers a smaller action. So when I relax for a second and they look up at me, I'm swinging my hands up. And in that action, so the idea here is this rubber band has to go through this rubber band. How do you accomplish that? By taking your thumb and pulling the rubber band back, causing that big V. I was about to get not PG. Okay. Listen, I'm lonely. New Year's Eve is coming up. Times are rough. Okay. So here we go. So as I swing up, two things are happening, guys. My thumb's going in. I'm pulling the rubber band back, and I'm hooking the purple one onto my thumb and letting go, and then pinching it between my middle and my ring finger, the purple one. So what I'm creating here is the illusion that I'm holding the rubber band with my thumb. Let me turn around so you can see the mess that's going on here. Okay, so it looks like this again. So swing forward, thumb goes in. Where am I here? Thumb goes in, right? So thumb goes in. The purple one comes up, goes onto my thumb, and pinched between my fingers. So my thumb doesn't even have it anymore. My thumb doesn't even have it anymore, but I'm creating the illusion and holding my hand like it is still. So from the front, it looks like I'm still holding it like that. Mm-hmm. Now all you're doing here is just pulling down with your pointer finger and opening your fingers and closing really quick. Well, you don't even really have to, but you can just go just like that. Now, at first, they may think that you just pulled the band down, the green band down. Now what you're going to do, this gets crazy, you're going to reinsert your right thumb into the purple rubber band and let go of everything with your left thumb. It doesn't sound that loud. And then pull up right away to show that you penetrated the rubber band. Okay, so as crazy as all that is, it really happens fast. So I'm going to show you in motion. Ready? So I'm going to get this rubber band to go through this rubber band by pulling down 1, 2, 3, just like that. So it really does all happen very fast. Now there's two ways of getting out. I'm doing the new way that I like that actually is not on my download. So you actually are learning something new here. The old way I used to get out was pretty much reversing it. So I guess I'll show you the old way first. Too much soda. The old way of getting out was, now that I am in crazy man's handcuffs position, well, the only thing to do is crazy man's handcuffs. But I'm not doing it as a trick. I'm doing it as a offbeat downtime move, and very not like this. I'm just doing it very small. So I have them look at me, and I get out. So now I'm out. Okay, so I'm just doing the move really small. And then what I'm doing, believe it or not, guys, I promise you this all happens very fast, but I have to teach you slow. Now that I'm out, I'm reversing the process. I'm putting my thumb back in here, pulling back and taking this purple rubber band and pulling down, almost as if nothing happened yet. So in their mind, the purple rubber band is still below the green rubber band. Now I can let go of the the green rubber band on my left thumb. Okay, so I let go here. And what you can do, this is beautiful, you get your middle finger in the purple rubber band and just start to pull down, and I separate the bands, the strands. And if I slowly open my fingers, it actually will get looped in the green one. It actually always gets tied up there for the most part. So it actually looks like it's still on the green, like hanging above the green rubber band. So at this point, you can just pull through. In action, it looks like this. So below, for real. Okay. So I'm sorry, what was your name? Oh, okay, great. And now I'm done again. So it's here. Separate the bands, open a little bit, and pull.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I know Matt does it all the time. But it really is one of my tricks that I actually do. So I'll go through the whole thing again, and then I'll show you the new way of coming out. Okay, so it looks like this. Ready? We're going to get this rubber band to go through this rubber band with a little bit of static. I know you don't believe me. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Goes through just like that. That was the easy part. The hard part is to actually get it to go back through. So do this. Boop. You pull through just like that. Okay. The new way of getting the rubber band out. Try a different rubber band. Orange isn't bad. Orange isn't bad. The new way of getting the rubber band out is, okay, so you just penetrated the rubber band, you're still beneath it, like that, right? Okay, bear with me. Here's what's happening. Can you ask one person, or I'm going to ask one person, can one person just respond, is the orange rubber band better, or should I go back to the purple one? Can you guys see that, or what's better?
I'm going to have to wait a second for a response here.
Okay.
The delay.
Or just nobody's there.
On every street.
I really want them to see this though. I lost them at the beginning of the rubber band trick. All right, I'm gonna go back to purple. So purple is
Nope.
Orange one's better. Thank you guys. So the orange is beneath. Okay, so you just went through. Okay, you just went through the rubber band. Why am I going past it? Okay, so it's underneath still. What you're gonna do, come forward with your right hand. By the way, obviously, if you're the opposite hand, just do everything opposite. I'm so weird here. I'm like new to this. You're gonna come forward with the orange rubber band. So your thumb goes towards your left fingers, and you're gonna pinch the two orange bands between your knuckles, between your middle and your ring finger knuckles. What I'm gonna do here is I'm just taking my thumb out, swinging it around the front of my hand, reinserting my thumb in the rubber band, and pulling everything over. See, it still gives the illusion that the rubber band is underneath the green rubber band. Okay, in reality, it's not. It's already above it. But from the front, it looks like it's below the green rubber band. And I'm telling you right now, the slower you do this, the more beautiful it looks. So I'm going to come super close and do this super slow, and you're going to see how it looks. Slower. Oh, I didn't want it to go that fast. It's hard to control sometimes. So in motion, I'll show you what this looks like. So it just went through. And here we go. Try to do it slow. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing. Yeah, but you can go. You can get it even slower. You know what? I was tensing too much here. So let me try it again. So it's here, around. There we go. All right. So the less tension you put on the rubber band, the orange one. So come close. There we go. I mean, it looks like real magic. I mean, it really, really does. So let me try to step back here and it's full routine for you. Here, just so you may not see the rubber bands, but you can get the idea the motions look like. So rubber band here, rubber band here. we're going to get this rubber band to go through this rubber band by static. Here, I'll show you what that looks like. 1, 2, 3. You get it to go through, just like that. That was the easy part. The hard to melt right back through, just like that. So you may like the older version, you may like the newer version. I actually have another version where you don't use, you're doing it all with this. So instead of making the V with this hand, you're coming over like this. So I'm hooking it from here, doing the same thing, just pulling it back there. The only thing is it gets a little messy, but you can still do the same thing. So you go through. The only thing now, though, is you have to do this whole switch thing. Actually, let me do it real quick, just so I can refresh my own memory. Here. Yes. So it's a little bit of extra work in the back, but you're a little bit cleaner now because you can keep your thumb out. You know, so it's not like this. So it's really up to you. So it goes through. Your thumb has to come back in for a second, and then goes back out. Okay. Woo! Breathe after that, gentlemen. Breathe after that. Because the next difficult. All right. I feel like we're off here, Matt. Can we come back? Yeah. Cool. All righty. So you said orange looked good, right? So we'll try orange here. This one was called. It was called something. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with the names of my own tricks. Stretch. Maybe this wasn't a time one. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the rubber band and place it around your ring finger, right? And you can see that it's actually looped over my middle finger. If I just give a shake, it'll actually jump from my middle finger to my pinky. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. We'll try it one more time, the right way. Here, here. 1, 2, 3. There's another way you can do it. You can go, you can pull it through. So it's here. 1, 2, 3. So that is finger wave. That's what it's called. Yeah, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with stretching time. Okay. So I actually used to do this with a sonata, which you can do still, but I just figured that not everybody's going to have a sonata, so I wanted to make it a little more natural. So I realized if you have a ring on your ring finger and abide by the Dan Hauss rules, which is the ring should stay on, but it shouldn't super tight, and it'll allow you to do this trick. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the rubber band, getting it below the ring, so it's actually below my ring right now, and I'm stretching it forward as much as I can. And as I'm pulling the ring down, and I'm pulling the rubber band right back over my ring finger and pinky. Okay, and I want it to be away from down towards my ring as much as possible. So it should be up a little bit. So it should look like that. Now, because the ring is actually covering the dirty work right now. So the dirty work is underneath my ring. So if I just open my fingers and shake, my ring is going to move just enough for the rubber band to come unlodged. So it looks like this. All right, so one more time. I'll just pull it through this time. So it's forward and just reverse the process. So it's there. All right, now I can just pull it through. Right. I don't think it's as visual, but I wanted you guys to, so I'll show you the dirty work, really what's going on here. So it's underneath the ring, pull down the ring, stretch, and pull back around. So it's actually right there. Cover that. You have it here, and you get stuck and you shake. Okay, it's finger wave. Finger wave. I feel like I have another version of that. I do. Another version that you'll never do, but I like that, and I want to teach you it. I feel like I'm missing a little light over here again. There we go. All right, Dan Hauss and me, our best friend, magician's best friend, Elmer Glue. What you're going to do is you're just going to take a little bit on your pointer finger. You're going to rub it in the crease of your middle finger, and you're going to come up a little bit, and you're going to don't over. I mean, I'm literally overdoing it right now. Okay, so you're just getting gooped up in there. That's so weird. And then we wait for it to dry.
This is good television. Right
This
here.
is, well, I'm sure everybody at home knows this is really what we all do at home. I'm not trying to glorify what we do, gentlemen. This is it. This is our life. Sometimes I'm staying with my brother sometimes now, and sometimes he'll walk into the room and he sees me doing this. And he goes, I'm not even going to ask. Walks out of the room. Okay, so I haven't done this in a while, but this was a version of this trick, so hopefully it'll work. So obviously, guys, you can carry this in a little tube and just apply this whenever. It's almost like, what is that, Saw?
Yeah.
Saw, but not at all. But it does use rubber cement. Yes. So what you're doing is you're laying the rubber band over your crease. You're pulling the rubber band really this time as far as you can, because you actually want it to get as thin as possible. Now, what do they say? If I make a fist, you can actually get the rubber band to heat up. And now what I'm doing is I'm just coming back over. How do I do this? Oh yeah, I'm coming back over like this, and you have it like that. So I mean, it looks great. Or you can just, right? No, you want it like that. Or you can pull it through your finger. But you have it, so now you don't have to. Obviously, there's not 1,000 pounds of rubber on your head, as you can see that, but it hides the rubber bands. And from this point, you could just go from your middle finger, right? Finger. I just probably stepped in the shadow. I don't think it's going to allow me to do it again, but I will try my best. Yeah, you just need a little bit of rubber cement. You don't need 90 pounds. But you can also show it like this, which is really nice. You can show it like this because it's around your, I'm standing in my shadow. It looks like it's wrapped around your finger, or else why would it be hanging there, you know? Well, he's got rubber cement on his finger. To us, right? So you have it here. You can just pull it right through your finger. Just like that. So it's a cool little,
I like that.
yeah, it's a cool little tidbit. I can show you the Sonata version really fast. It uses the same thing that with the putty, so I put it on my ring finger, and it was the same idea. I would pull it. I think it was the same idea. I would pull it underneath the Sonata, pinch the Sonata close, and pull it over like this. And oh yeah, this is why I stopped doing it. So I take it like this, and you have to open and close really quick. Still looks great, but just not as simple as the ring. But what else would I do? Oh, this was a cool idea, guys. We're just playing here and jamming. I like this. What I used to do, this was awesome. If I could pull this off, so what I would do is I would try to get it to jump from my pinky back up to my ring finger just by opening and closing this real quick. And it's such a like a catching timing thing. Yeah, it's not gonna work for me today, of course. But yeah, it's not gonna work. Tune in next time. Forget that even came up. Okay, so let's go over some more rubber band stuff. Thank you, sir. Drink some soda here. Do I have any more? Oh yeah, this is a fun little one that I was playing around with. This is based off of a very old trick. Ring goes on my finger, on my pinky. Let's use this again. So you're gonna wrap the fingers again. Okay. Now, this ring can't go anywhere. Even if I try to go up here, it's not gonna, it's stuck in between my pinky and my ring. I'm all over, right? Oh, how am I gonna do this? Good. I don't think I could do this angle-wise, but it's up to it for you guys. So you can go from here. Oh, I came out of view. Can you tilt this down just a little bit? I think that would be great. Thank you. So I can go from the pinky, stuck there, get it to jump from the ring to the middle. You need misdirection here from the ring, from the ring finger to the middle, to the pointer. Okay, and now you can just reverse the process. There, there, and there. And you can take the rubber band, the fingers. I think that's a little trick there. So what's happening is the old trick is, I forget what. I'm good with history, remembering the trick. I just don't remember who did it. But at least I acknowledge that it has been done because I do research. Gotta do, just not well enough. So I'm wrapping the fingers. And the old trick was to just take your pinky out. No. The old trick was to have a ring or something fall through it, wasn't it? I can't even remember now. So yeah, it was that. So it's there, and then it can go through like that. That was the trick. So I just took that idea and stole it. That's what we do. I just added a little jazzercise here. So it really can't go through here. I'll come back up a little bit. I'm sorry. Just a smidge. Perfect. Okay. So really at this point, you can't do anything with it because it would be stuck front and back. So on the offbeat, you're going to just take your ring finger out. So in the back, there's nothing, but in the front, you still look like you got it wrapped around. Okay. So all you're doing here is just shaking, and just let it go through like that. Show that it's through. And then a little misdirection again, pull the middle finger out and do the same thing. So it jumps up. And then I like this little ladder type effect. And then I put it back onto the pinky. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually taking the rubber band off and wrapping the next finger, pretty much. So I'm taking the rubber band off and rewrapping that finger and rewrapping that finger and then taking it off. So it looks like I'm taking it off every single
it's nice convincing
finger. Yeah. I mean, guys, it's very hard here to do angles, but believe me, in the real life, this stuff totally flies for people who can't know what you're doing. But it does. It really does work. So please, if you guys have any questions or you want to learn in depth more, just email me. I'll throw it out a couple times. I don't even think we can put it up on the screen. Maybe we can.
I can put it in the
yeah,
feed, sure.
It's danhauss@gmail.com. And just write the tricks down. If there's anything that you like, just say, hey, Dan, can you send me more information on this? If it's something that is just that's just free, then I can just send you something that's, that's just a little bit more information. But if you want a lot more information and more handling and newer stuff, then I do have for sale. So just contact me and we'll chat and I'll hook you guys up. Cool. Okay. Another rubber band trick that I'm going to do that is not out yet. This is not out on the market yet. It is coming out soon with Penguin, and it's called CGI band. I hope that it looks good for you guys because in person it looks phenomenal, and it really does look like CGI. It's pretty much the first rubber band trick that slowly melts through your finger, the rubber band. So Matt, can we try to, because I gotta kind of be here. Actually, I can try to just straight up do it. Can you just turn the camera? So I'm gonna try this different angles for you guys. Okay, so here we go. Right, wrapped around the pinky. All right, here we go. actually see it. Do this high. It's weird doing it this high. Actually get the rubber band to melt through my finger just like that. There's the first one. Okay. We're going to try this time. Let's see it melt through. Just like that. There's the second one. Actually, we'll just try to just get it to bounce through. 1, 2, 3, just like that. And the last one would look like this, just like that. Okay, I'm going to back up for a minute. I'm going to explain a couple different things on it. And like I said, alternative handlings. This is new, guys. So if you do contact me and you want more info and more tricks that they can do with it, this is a selling one. But we will hook it up. I will give you guys a great, simple, easy price because it's only going to be a download anyway. So let me back up here a minute. I have a trick out on the market. It's called, how do I have so many tricks out? It is called Robert through hand. If you guys are not familiar with Robert through hand, I will show you that rubber band trick because I completely forgot about it. Looks like this. We're going to get the rubber band to go through my 5 fingers. Turn this just a little bit more. Oh, awesome. Yeah. I'm going to get this rubber band to. We're going to get this rubber band to go through. Is that better, guys? Yeah, I think that's better. I think.
Yeah, orange was good before.
Still too much light, instead I'll blind you. Too dark. Okay, we'll try this. We're going to get the rubber band to go through each finger one at a time. The first one's with misdirection. They did this little weird thing. Yeah, not that impressive. So I will show you front and back. I'll cover the top so nothing gets in or out. I'll slide my fingers down and pull the rubber band right through. Show you front and back. Well, we'll try it again. This one will be a little more visual. Oh, that was a little slow, so let me back up because I didn't like that myself. Front and back, show you. It jumps through like that. Front and back. Last one. Looks like that. Okay, so let's go over Robert through hand first. It is the same move over and over and over. The first one I just throw away. So all I'm doing is closing and opening real quick, just to get my pinky out. Okay, and I make a big motion about it. I say with misdirection. I say, no, it wasn't that impressive. The whole time I'm doing this trick, I'm using my hands more than I would just to relay the message like, hey, everything's clean, without saying, hey, everything's clean. So I go, no, I know that wasn't that impressive. So what I'll do is I'll hold the top so nothing gets in or out. Just within that small little move, I'm doing the dirty work. So what's happening here is, I'm doing my best here. Yeah. When I close, I'm pinching the rubber band between my pinky and my ring. So pinch and open. All right. So what would happen here is you get this here. So that's what I'm covering. Okay. So I'm covering that dirty work. So here, want somebody say something? Yeah. From here. So I slide down. All I have to do is just release. Okay. But so in action, it's cover, slide down, pull through. Sometimes I like to do it super slow where I cover the orange part up here, the dirty work here, and I bring my finger down like this, and just let everything collapse down, and then kind of go. What am I doing? I can't even tell what I'm doing here. So it looks like this. I just guide it through like that. So yeah, it's here, front and back. Now I'm going to do the same move again. Why didn't I just do it like this first? That makes more sense. The dirty work again. This time it's between my middle and my ring, so it's pinch. Do you have rubber bands?
Yeah.
Yes, people can play. play if you want. Not as if anybody doesn't know this. Pinch and open. Okay, and it all happens like this. Okay, it just takes that second to cover and then to come here. Now this time, by the way, guys, my reasoning for covering it is, I say, so nothing gets in or out. Okay? Here this time, I don't slide down. I just let it pop over itself. So you get that really visual jump. Okay. Now the last one actually is the hardest because you're going to pinch. Because first of all, the rubber band's looser, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. So you're going to pinch between your middle. Sorry, between your middle and your pointer. So pinch, and you're going to open again. The only difference here is you don't have other fingers to hide that awkwardness. So what you got to do is you got to take your thumb with this top end and knock it down. Now it makes, it looks symmetrical. I guess the word would be. It looks symmetrical, because otherwise it would be all the way up there. That doesn't make sense. So pinch, come down. Right, so as it should. And now all you do here is just let go of everything. Okay. So in motion, I'm going to do the routine. The first one's with misdirection. I'm going to show you front and back and hold the top so nothing gets in or out. Slide down. Front and back. Pinch. Goes through. Actually, I'll do it, but exposed. Here. Pinch. Boom. Here. Pinch. Boom. Pinch. Oh, that was cool. Okay, so that is Robert through hand. Okay. Now, company that I'm putting out this may be a little upset, but it's okay. I love my fans here. I love my little lecture people. So CGI band is pretty much Robert through hand 2.0, but it's not. So that's why I just didn't say Robert. I think it's much, much more than just Robert through hand. Although you can do the same thing with it. But there's really much, much more. And one of my biggest rubber band mentors is Joe Reinfleisch, and he loves this effect, so I get his thumbs up, so I'm happy with that. Because there really hasn't ever been a rubber band that slowly melts through your finger, Now, depending on my surroundings, sometimes I'll do it here, or sometimes I'll do it here, because the angle sometimes here will look better, but I want you guys to see it, so I don't mind not seeing it or doing it at this angle, because it'll get lost in the wall. So I'm going to show you one more time, and then I'll show you what it is. So it's here, right? Just there's the first one. Now you could go straight into Robert through hand from here. You could go no cover this time, guys. So you got no cover here. Go right into the next one, no cover. Yep. And then you could finish however you want. So the idea was to not have to cover that anymore. So what was the logical thing to do was just fill in the blank with a, believe it or not, it's not a flesh colored thread. It's actually just, here's the thing is you have to go to a thread section anywhere, Walmart or anything, and just take the thread and put it up to your skin. But it's not your skin so much that you're matching it with is your crease. Because if you notice, your creases are darker. And that's about where you want to do it because it'll blend in with your crease even more. So that's it. All you're doing is taking a rubber band. I cut out about this much of the rubber band, and I can't tell you exact dimensions because everybody's hands are different, and I absolutely say that in the download as well. But that's my. Let's see if I can get a background for you here. Can you hold this up real quick, Matt? See if this will work. Okay, so this is about. Come up just a little bit higher. Perfect. So can we see this? Yeah, there it is. So I'm just gluing thread onto the rubber band. Okay. So now that's not it. That's it as far as the prep, though. What you are doing, though, what makes the effect work is my thumb is stretched out here, okay? When I move my thumb down, I'm actually relaxing my thumb, and it actually pulls the rubber band around. So it actually pulls it up. I'm just going to keep going, just so you can. I'm going to just keep exposing it. It goes up, stretch, up, stretch, up. So that's all you have to do is stretch the rubber band. And you don't want the rubber band too loose because then you're not going to get that pull. You actually want it to be a little bit tight. So it's here, relax your thumb, and it goes up. All right. Now, as soon as it clears your pinky, what I do is I come down, especially on this angle, because it will pull the thread. I'll show you exposed. It pulls the thread down, so it's not laying right here exposed. So if you pull your pinky at this angle, if you pull your pinky down after it melts through, so there it melts through, I pull my pinky down, and also I'm showing that it's cleared. They've already seen it go through, so now they should have no doubt. What I usually do here is I do the same thing, but I'm actually hiding it. So I'm re-stretching, and instead of just visually doing it again, instead of just doing that, which you could, I'm actually covering it, right? So just imagine that I'm covering it. Once it gets to my crease, I'm taking the rubber band here, the edge, and pushing it in between my fingers, like that. So it gives it a more wrapped around illusion. Because if it just sits there too long, then you're just going to see the end of the rubber band. You don't ever want it to just sit there long enough. So as soon as I pull it through, I tuck it in between my fingers, like that. Okay. Now you can see the thread is right there, but it just looks like the crease of my finger. At this point, I just come over and I say, look, it's cleared my ring finger too, and I'm getting my ring finger out. So I'm doing what Robert through hand does. So I'm just getting my finger out. Okay. Now I'm going to do Robert through hand. So at this point, usually the rubber band ends at the crease of my finger right here. So all I have to do is close and open. Okay. Now the thread is up there, so sometimes I'll let it slide down a little bit so it blends in with my creases here, and just let it go through. So again, this is crazy because you're getting a rubber band to go through your finger with no cover, which I think is awesome. So it's here, 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 there.
So pretty.
Okay, so no cover. If you guys wanted, you could do Robert through hand the whole time. You just got to get used to where to put the rubber band for you. So there's the first one. Oops, let me do it. There's the first one. Usually when it pops through my first finger, it lands exactly where I need it. So I can go right into the second one. So here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do it one more time. So it's here. There. Adjust. There's the second one. Now you can do the last one just like Robert through hand. So it's here, pinch, and then just pull down. But you have to, if you bring the rubber band around far enough, this will hide behind your finger. So you see, you still don't have to cover it. You just got to bring your thumb down and just pull back. Okay. Here's the cool part about this, guys, and I kid you not, let's lower those odds. I'd say 75% of the time when the rubber band...
It works 100% of the time.
Yeah. No, the trick does, but the last finger, usually when it goes through, it honestly usually hides the dirty part of the rubber band all the time. No, it's not all the time. I just lied to you guys. But a lot of the time, it will just land behind my thumb. I'll do it right now for you. Let's just see where it lands. But it's also your job to be aware of where it lands. So it's here, right? Okay, so that time it didn't. But still, here's the thing. From their view, it's full. This is where it landed this time. So all I would do is just grab the dirty rubber band right here, give it a stretch, and put it on my wrist. Okay. There are some bonuses, but you will have to contact me about that. Okay, so that's so you're getting the gist of you're getting the basics there. So I'm going to do it for you one more time. In motion, it would look like this. By the way, guys, you can go down to the bottom of your finger if you prefer. Makes it a little even more believable. But I like going up towards the top of my. So it's just very, very, very slow thumb movement. So it's here. Clear. Right? So you go from there. And then you can do whatever you want from here. You can go into Robert through hands, or you can do whatever. So any questions on the new trick? Maybe I shouldn't even say the name, but just the new trick. Any questions? Any questions? All right, I'm going to spin everything back, guys. I'm so sorry. This is the first one here, so we will, well, I won't do anything, but Matt will figure it out. Oh, great. Look at the pink rubber band. Looks like a pee-pee and balls. Can you see that? Look, I'm going to show you guys. Merry Christmas.
Can I see?
By the way, I do not do kid shows. You know, there was one I was working on, and you do rubber bands, right? Yeah, you do a little bit. So I want to share this with you guys, and maybe somebody can come up with a nice little thought on it, because it's not there yet, but we are jamming, and I love the idea. It's almost like a penetration. So let me get back up close here. So it's here. The idea is to get the purple rubber band to go right through my thumb. Okay? So get it to go through my thumb, just like that. So you get the purple rubber band to go through. I'll try it again. You can see that it's still outside, and it goes through my thumb, just like that. And then from this point, you could. No. So I think it's going to be all angles. So here's what's happening. Again, guys, I think this is a magician thing, and I think that I'm liking the method more than the trick. But I think it could be something really nice. So the method here is slick. So I'm gonna try to show both you guys. So you're trying to get the rubber band, one band. Let me try to use an orange one. You're trying to get the rubber band, one band at a time, to penetrate through your finger, through your thumb. And the move is that when I'm here, as I come around, I'm replacing my thumb with my middle finger. So watch. So it's here, but it doesn't let things change. But as soon as I'm going to come back up, I'm going to do this. So my middle finger is taking the rubber band off, letting me go back in like that. So here, I'm going to show you up close here. So it's here, middle finger's almost replacing my thumb. That way I can put my finger back in. You know, so I think it's going to be very much a timing thing. So it's here, and you get it to melt through. It's here, and you get it to melt through. So it's just a little something. Do I have any more? Do I have any other rubber band tricks? Any other rubber band tricks that I've come out with? No. Okay. What's that? Oh, my linking bands. Yes, I'm allowed to teach stuff in my lectures. I just said. Are they gonna fire me? Can I have your lighter?
Sure.
Okay, guys. Effect of mine just came out called Linking Time. I need a paper towel as well.
Good on that.
And a
No, I got it, Daddy.
steak and potatoes.
Steak.
Steak and potatoes.
Medium one.
I'm gonna bring this up a little bit, guys, so my head's not cut off anymore. Oh, okay, I think that's good. Matt, can we come up with this just a little bit more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so guys, there was a trick that I put out called Linking Time, and pretty much what it was it was a rubber band that was already broken, and it was stuck back together with a little bit of putty. And because of angles and everything, you could just make it look full and all, and you can link the rubber band, and with the putty you could put it back together. Okay, you can never really display it. But I recently, the stuff we do as magicians, I came up with a method to make it a little bit cleaner. So we're getting a paper towel here by my lovely assistant Matthew.
2, just in case.
He sounds like a kid, but he's actually 47 years old. Okay, so here's the deal. This is what you're doing. Yes.
I was told to get more light on you.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. So I feel like that rubber band is too. You know what? How about I just come closer? Okay, so we're going to use the green rubber band. And now you could use your stove or a lighter. So what you're doing is you're taking your rubber band, you're taking a lighter, but not this obnoxious. And you're going to put the flame underneath. Let me talk. Let me talk and not do this at the same time.
Please don't burn my house down.
I won't burn the house down. What you're doing is you're putting the lighter under the rubber band. You just will get used to it. You don't want, as soon as you see the rubber band start to droop, stop. Okay, because any further than that, you're going to see smoke, and that's not what you want. Okay, so stop. And usually I do it above the stove, but I will try it here. Okay. There we go. Okay. That should be enough. So pretty much what I've taught myself is a new sealing method, pretty much. Because I'm using the colored rubber bands, you're going to just put it on a paper towel, and the rubber band's going to bleed a little bit. Now, because this isn't bleeding that much, I know that I don't think it's enough. So let me just do it one more time. I'm going to hold it on my fingers. You will get used to this. There we go. There we go. Come to Papa. Yeah, I can't feel my fingers right now, but that's not important. Okay, there we go.
Like a scene out of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Well, this rubber band's stubborn, but whatever. That's hot. That is hot. So now what you're going to do is you probably won't show up on there, but the rubber band is actually going to be a little glossy now. So you'll actually know where to cut. And I start to pull the rubber band apart, and it'll start to get thinner. So I see it right there. I'm going to cut right in the middle of the where it looks wet. And pretty much what that does is it allows you to pretty much reseal the rubber bands. So there, and it's not as noticeable. Like I can be in motion now. There's not a big piece of putty on it. I can have it in my hand, and if you roll it, you really cannot see that if you're just moving. Okay, so I mean it looks like a normal rubber band. Once you have that process over, then you can go into linking time. I can't even, is that light still on me? I can't even see the crease. That's how well this is. Oh wow, my eyes are going bad. There it is. Okay, so here's the method of what you're seeing in the demo. So you have a rubber band wrapped around 2 fingers and the gimmicked rubber band wrapped around your middle finger. I'm going to come closer here so you guys can see this. All right, so it looks like this. Now, God, I am really good. I can't even see it. I'm actually fooling myself. Okay. I'll do it for you first, and then I will teach you. So it looks like this. Oops. Just like that. Really sloppy, but you can restick it just like that. Cool, thank you. Okay, so that's enough. So, man, I am really having trouble in this lighting. See you, bud. My dad just left. Okay, so here you display them like this. Okay, take this one over 2 fingers. Where the dirty part is it's hanging right behind your middle finger. And what's happening here, guys, is you're actually getting your ring finger inside the rubber band, pinching the rubber band with your pointer and your middle finger, and you're opening the rubber band with your ring finger and your thumb. So you're just kind of opening the rubber band. Yep, exactly. So it's just a little open. And it doesn't have to be open much. Now you're going to take this. And sliding. So it looks like this. So in action, it looks like this. That's it. Just that quick. Now I'm going to take this rubber band, pull back, and the rubber band jumps on.
That's awesome.
Now, all you have to do is put back together the rubber band. So when I grab it, I grab here and put it right against the other sticky one, and I roll. I just roll as I take off, and I display it like that. Okay. Now what I do is I didn't heat these up long enough, but what I do from here is I will pinch this rubber band, the green one, the gimmicked one, between my crease, so I can now do the whole pull thing. Okay. Now, if you want, this is a great part. This is a good little thing, and I'm gonna have to end after this. Is if you want to undo them, which you kind of have to. I mean, you could just leave it go and leave it be and just link them, or have 2 linked ones and switch them. But what I do is I say, here, I'll leave you with a rubber band. And what I do is I wear my fingers over the dirty part. I take the rubber band and I just break it like that. And I just took off the sticky part.
Right.
So now I just let this one drop out. I say, here, you can check that out because I have the sticky gimmick parts and everything's examined. So that is linking time 2.0. Any questions on that? Any questions on that, Matthew? Sure, your house will smell like chemicals. Chemicals, yes. I don't know if it's really safe. This actually is kind of important to say. Don't even think I said this in my download. Open your windows or do it outside, because the rubber smell will kill you. It just doesn't have that droop. You'll see it starting to have a wet look to it. That's when it's done. If it catches on fire, obviously you got to start all over, but you'll get used to it. As soon as you take it, don't touch the rubber band. So what I do is I will, once I do it, I usually do it over the stove, but once I do it, I just hang it off the side of somewhere and just let it cool off. Okay. Once it cools off, I let it go onto a paper towel and just dab off the extra ink, I guess, the color of the rubber band, the dye, yeah. And then just cut right in the middle of the wet area, and then you just, honestly, if you do it a little bit longer, and before you cut it, this is a great little tip. If you do the whole process before you cut it, start to stretch it, then cut it, because the rubber band actually gets thinner. So when you roll it together, it actually looks like one more. So it's not a chunk and a chunk. It actually rolls into almost like one rubber band again. I could have been a surgeon. You know, guys, it's so crazy. I stop and think sometimes, like, let me tell you something. I gotta tell you this because this just happened. And if you're watching, I'm not even gonna say your name. I am sorry that I'm telling this story, but you know, I created this. But before it came out last week, the person goes, "Hey, dude, I just want." Boy, just hit myself in the balls. He goes, "Hey, dude, I just want to make sure that this has never been done before." I'm like, who would stand over their stove melting rubber bands? I'm like, if this has been done before, then I quit. I said, no, it hasn't been done. Well, did you do research? Dude, seriously. If somebody has done that, then I quit magic. But I will say, oh, I'm forgetting the guy's name right now. It's a shame because I'm friends with him on Facebook. But he actually did come up with almost the same trick, just completely different. Like, but he did show me something J. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you credit. I can't remember your name. But he used a bigger rubber band, same opening idea, I think. But he hasn't done the new process of melting the rubber band and stuff. I don't even know how he closed his. It may have been putty as well. I don't quite remember. But we were cool. He told me about it. You know, I came up with it independently. He came up with it independently. But he's an awesome guy and an awesome creator. And I apologize for forgetting his last name. But
So you were cooking
yes, yes.
Some breaking bad.
Yeah, Vincent said so. I was cooking meth as I was creating this. Yes. No, I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I just want to stop with the tricks for a second and just talk to you guys about some of my thought process and obviously the whole style thing. A lot of times when I'm creating, I don't really have a direction. I genuinely so a lot of magicians will say, okay, this is what I want to do, and then figure out a method to get there. My brain doesn't work like that. My brain will just play, just literally start playing with stuff and just twisting and that's how I create. I don't have, and then something accidentally have, oh, well, maybe that will work out. So I don't really not always have a clear direction of where I'm going. And, it genuinely is a lot of time of just playing and tearing and cutting and gluing and playing and cutting and gluing, just doing the same thing over and over until you finally come up with something and you go, oh, I knew that I wanted to make Robert through hand better. So I thought to myself, well, how do I make this cleaner? It's in that idea. Yes, I had a clear direction, but a lot of times I literally will just do that. Let's just say I break this rubber band. Well, I just start playing. I'm not going to sit here and play for hours for you guys, but it's just exactly what I've done. Even with other people's tricks, one of my favorite tricks is by Joe Rhinefleisch, his jumper. I have some killer work on it, which he loves, and I was like, please, if you ever put out jumper again, let me. I have some work on it. Joe, if you guys don't know Joe Rhinefleisch, he is like the rubber band king. For every one rubber band trick I show him, he shows me like 90, and I can never. Yeah, he's a beast. So he's definitely the god in rubber band magic, and he's got a bunch of great magic besides rubber bands. But to change the subject a little bit, I did want to talk about my new look, what's not so new anymore, and how it came about, and where I was going with it. So this is funny that I have to bring up my ex-fiance, but my ex-fiance, when I met her, she dressed vintage, and I loved the idea. And I just, I think I had just started wearing ties. That photo actually in the beginning of this with the red tie and the black vest was kind of my conversion. But I wasn't going vintagey. I was just going more professional. I realized early in my career that I wasn't David Blaine. I tried to be mysterious, and I realized this just isn't me. So I ex-nayed that. And I guess if you remember my old stuff, you'll remember that I had frosted hair with bleach blonde tips and a V-neck that went down to my belly button. That was me, I don't think I ever really had a style then. I just dressed, I wear all black, but V-neck, H&M V-necks all day long. Then I met her, and it genuinely changed my perspective on magic. And I thought, I'm getting older. This feels right. It wasn't forced, and I just liked it. I adapted the whole vintage look, and it's 4 years later, almost 4.5 years later now, and this is my look every single day. And it's funny because a lot of the new people coming along, they don't remember the old Dan. So when they see the old photos, they're like, "That's you." So it just goes to show, if you really stick to a character, which will become you, people don't remember the old person. It's like I genuinely just faded out the old me. I'm still me, but just I look different. And it really, really, really worked for me. It really did, because, with my age and just, I didn't have to force it. It felt natural. And somebody told me this, and I always forget who it is, and I hate that I forget who it is. But somebody told me you should always play the part. And we know that, guys, as magicians, we're playing what do they say? We're magicians. We're actors playing the role of a magician. But for some reason, I genuinely took it to heart. I took it to such an extreme that I thought, you know what? As performers, we should look the part. And, you'll never catch me in jogging pants or a V-neck anymore, and even, Dan White will say, dude, I remember when you used to wear flip-flops. You came up with linking flip-flops, and I go, I know, but, because we were going somewhere and it was summertime. He was like, oh, you really have to be wearing a suit right now? People like that, a couple people in the room here, they were to be, but it was nice because they accepted the new me, and but with having said that, I think when you create a character, there's a lot that goes along with it, and I was just talking to Matt about putting out something that I don't want to go too in depth about, but it is about that pretty much. It's let me just put it this way. There's a book out there called Dressing the Man. So if you know what Dressing the Man is, you'll get the concept of what I want to do. But I think that when you create a character, you need to use the character. So a lot of times what I'll do, if I'm doing like a 2-card Monty, I'll put the card up in my suspender, because it just has this visual appeal to it. I'm using what I have on me. If I'm using, if I'm doing I don't know, something using like paper clipped, I'll use my tie bar, and I'll use the tie bar instead of a paper clip. So you're using your accessories with the magic, and I firmly believe that when you dress the part or whatever that is, and me personally, I see it changing, not vintagey, but magicians are going back to being gentlemen, and I thoroughly think that is amazing. I went through the street magician phase and realized oh wait, people don't do magic on the street performers, but you're not walking up to people in the street. You're in bars, you're in restaurants, you're in clubs, you're in nice places. So whatever that character is for you, play it to a T. Play it to a T, because I kid you not, I feel like it's done wonders for me, because it just sets me apart. Now it's Dan, the vintage, the 1930s guy. I just thoroughly enjoy that, and I think if it's just a suit, then rock the suit. And I'll give you a little pointer. I will give you a little pointer. Your pocket square should never match your tie, so stop doing that. They've made it easy for you to just match and match and match and match. You don't want to do that. Okay. So sorry, I just bored you if I lost some of you guys. I just wanted to rant really quick about that, because I do think it's very important, and I do see it very much going back to the old school, the old ways, and I absolutely love that. So I'm congratulating all you magicians, because I'm happy that we're finally getting it. That there's only one David Blaine, and we are not him, and we need to our own path. So, with that said, let's do some magic. Where are we on time?
We're doing fine. It's currently 9:12.
Okay, so I'm going to just do a couple more things, guys, and then go wrap it up. Let me just set up something here, and I'm sorry, I was playing before the lecture, and I forgot to reset the trick. Almost done. Okay, that'll work good enough. Okay, so this is a trick that some of you may have seen or may not have seen. If you haven't, here's a trick I like to do for you. So, stick, yes, Oh, wait, that's strange. The cap is back on. We'll try this again. Chopstick. Put it away this time. That's not good. Okay. I have no clue what's going on. Oh, this is getting weird here. Let's try this again. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Let's just stick with this. Yes. Let's forget the trick and we'll move on to something else. So I just wanted to breeze through that really quick. That's Redline, but we are actually going to be re-releasing that as well with a different name, because I think if you significantly change something, then it deserves a new path. And so we will be putting that out with an awesome kit. You're going to get everything that you need. If you guys email interested in that, let me know. There are some things that I can reveal, and then other things we just have to wait till it comes out. But let's get into that. If you've never seen it, the original trick was called Redline that I put out with Theory 11. To this day, it's probably one of my best that I ever put out. And the reasoning behind it was girls. No. So I remember the specific day too. I was out with Dan White and B. Smith, and we were at a bar, and I remember going up to a group of girls and I said, "Hey, can I show you magic?" And they were like, "No." And for some reason, it just, in the beginning of your career, you just take it to heart. It's like very much like, ugh. At least I did. And I was like, you know what? This sucks. I'm done. I'm done doing that. I'm gonna switch the roles. So you're not begging for their attention anymore. Now they're begging for your attention and to see stuff. And it actually worked. The reverse psychology actually worked. I wanted to create a trick that was very natural, that these people over there, right? So if you're doing magic to somebody and they make a noise, well, you know that they're going to go, "What's going on?" They're going to look over. So I would maybe do a card trick to the bartender. They would react. They would be looking over. Then I would do this, but almost for everybody. And then I would just throw the cap back on. More times than not, they would come over and I go, "Oh my God, are you a magician?" I would go, "No, I'm a god." Bow down to me. This was a guy I was talking to. The girls didn't care. But no, it had an effect on my magic. And I kid you not, I never used magic to my advantage like that. And everybody always goes, "You must get so many girls." And I go, "Absolutely not." But you guys know it does have its benefits. But I saw a difference in how the interaction was now. Because it's like now they're saying to me, "Hey, can I see something?" Or, "Can you come show my friends this?" It's just more of like being aware of what's around you and doing the trick. And now you don't have to say anything and get rejected. You just wait and sit down with them and then get rejected. It doesn't take magic to get rejected. Because it seems like when I'm done magic, nothing but diarrhea comes out of my mouth. It's just always the wrong things to say. Okay, so let me just go over this really quick. So the original Redline was just a chapstick, and so cherry chapstick, and the bottom was colored in. And I actually just did pretty much just a little bit more this time of what you're going to get and what you're going to see in the new thing. So let's just go through the original really fast. And in the new one, you're going to get these really nice stickers. So you're not going to have to color it anymore. God knows that's such a hassle. It's not, but Okay, so the bottom's colored in red. If you get a chapstick that has a barcode on the bottom, take nail polish remover. Wipe it on, it'll come right off and wipe it out. Okay. So the move for Redline is just simply that. The whole trick is that move. You don't have to be fast at it. I've gotten used to doing it, so I'm fast at it. But you don't, because you guys know If you look here, they're going to look here. Okay, so bigger action covers a smaller action here. So chapstick for the lips. That's what I always used to say. And as I come forward, I'm rotating the chapstick. Okay, a meeting action. So it's just very natural. Okay. Another little thing you can do that I didn't do, or that I can't do on this chapstick because it wasn't the right one. But if you kick the cap up a little bit on one side, when you come around, you'll push it back in with your pinky and it'll make a sound. This one doesn't. There we go. It's actually just a little bit too hard. So you can actually get it to make a sound. If you don't, then you can just use your thumb now to make it sound like you're taking it off. Make sure it's angled up at them. Your thumb's covering the cap, so it's angled up at them. You look, they're going to look. So you don't have to be fast here. You can literally go here, and it's on. So I know as magicians you're always looking, you're looking in the wrong spot. Try to just look as a spectator right now. So it's here. Okay, so you don't have to be fast at the move at all. If you want to get crazy, which I do, and I challenge myself all the time. I just did it at a gig last night. I was genuinely like this close to the people because I like to challenge myself as a magician. So I go, watch. And I just do the move right there, just right in front of them. And it just happens so fast, you know. So I'm just kind of trying to myself too, you know. So I'm just rotating. So it's here, there, and the cap's on. Now the routine, which I don't think that I even taught this in the original red line, the routine I'm going to teach you is here, right? The cap is here, the cap goes back on. Okay, so you can come up to your lips, or you can just cap goes back on. Do it again. Say this time I'll put it in my pocket. So as you're going in your pocket, I'm going to show you what's actually happening in my pocket. So as I go into my pocket to pretend to put the cap in there, I'm putting the cap on my pointer. As I'm coming out, I'm putting it in the thumb crotch of my right here, and kind of what does that move here? Almost like a thumb clip. Yeah, thumb clip. So I come out like this. So it's an action though. So it's here. I take the cap off, put it away, get my finger in. As I'm coming up, it jumps back on, and now it's in thumb clip. So from here I go, I don't know what's going on, and I'm going to just reverse the process. Put my finger in and reverse the chapstick. So it looks like this. So you get this really pretty jump. So it's from here to there. Act scared and jump it back, go back up. So it's very much a oh kind of moment. So it's here and here, right?
It looks so nice.
So at this point I relax. When I relax, what I'm doing is the cap's back in the thumb crotch, in the thumb clip. I'll just say thumb clip here. And I'm putting it on my pinky and then putting it in the palm. But it all happens very fast. So it's like this. So I relax, bring my hands together, and it's there. Okay, so it's here. So at some point I can free up my hand. Now what I'm going to do is two things at once. I'm going to put my pinky back in the cap and rotate this as if I'm about to take the cap off, but the cap is quickly going to jump to my pinky. Looks like this. Okay, so it's here. Relax. Grip. Oops, I'm jumping the gun. Hold up. Here. And it jumps off. From this point, I take it off. Now I'm doing David Williamson, strike vanish, which thank you, because I need to do my strike vanish, my strike change real quick. So I'm doing that, the strike vanish, but I'm rotating the chapstick at the same time. It's a little knacky, and I'm hiding the cap behind these fingers. So it's actually, I'm holding it like this right now. Oops. So I can just rotate. So it looks like this. And you want it to make noise. You want it to click, because if it was going back on, it would make a sound. Okay, so it's here. Boom. Okay, now here's a little. Actually, can I give them a little bit of it?
I guess.
Okay, I got permission from the boss to let you in on a little bit of what we're gonna be doing. This actually won't even. So in the beginning, if you take red dry erase and you color in the cap, the real cap, like this. Oh my God, Calvin, we're not going to make any money now. It's all he's worried about. He don't care about anybody. He don't care about us. All he cares about is his home. Hold on, guys. Let me redo this. I'm talking crap and messing up. All right, so Matt got me the wrong chapstick. He tries. He really does try. So I'm coloring the top of the cap, the real cap. Just rubbing my finger around it to kind of, make it circular and make it even. That's terrible, but you get the point. Okay. What you're going to be getting too is this beautiful little slide, this little sleeve here. I'm not going to reveal much, but you can adjust it, and now it looks like the top of the chapstick is open. So when I come out, I just go, here, watch, and I just come over. They see the red. That's all they care about is the red. They see the red. I pretend to take it off, right? As I come up, I'm sliding the sleeve back, and I'm rubbing the juice right off on my lips and pulling the sleeve back down. So by the time I look back down, the cap's back on. So you don't have to do anything. It will come up, and now a cap is back on the chapstick, right? And then you can go into the routine and go from there. But you are going to be getting so much in this package. It's awesome. I mean, we're going to be giving you guys a lot of cool ideas and tricks and new ways to clean up and routines and awesome stuff. So if there's any questions about this, feel free to ask. If not, I am going to show one more thing. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, two more things, and then we're done. This I was playing with the other day, and then I also created a trick with the boom. This is fun. At first, it was just a transposition. Now I'm thinking that there's more to it. So a pack of matches. Yep, just a pack of matches. White pack of matches. Changes into a pack of matches with writing on it, which is hard for them to see. But it does. It has writing all over it. Actually, this would be even easier. I did this one. White pack of matches. Changes into a black pack of matches. And you can open it up and everything. Just a quickie real quick. Actually, we'll show you. It's almost like the money, the matches to money. But pretty much it's just a flap. It is just a flap. Right? So the white pack of matches, okay, so whatever pack of matches you're going to use, the outside doesn't matter. The inside has to be white. So the inside of the pack of matches has to be white. Actually, I think I'm lying because this one isn't. No, I am so confused right now. I could always get back to you guys on this. Just look at it and you can figure it out. So here. So it's that. So it's stuck together. It's glued together there. So I actually took this with the flap from another. So it takes 2 packs of matches to do this, or 3 really. Right. Maybe I'll just get back to you guys on this one. And then flipping it up completes the pack of matches. So you can show both sides. Oops, show both sides, white. And then you get this flip. Right. So you cover, and you cover. But with this one, I completed it completely. 360. So when it's shown, white, white, change. They can't even see that because it's so, there we go. Change. All right, well, 5 minutes, you'll never get back. Yes. Let's do the strike vanish for the strike change, and then we are done. Hopefully this will read. Actually, so what I'll do, guys, is I'll do it from a distance, and you probably won't see it, but then I'll just come up close and teach it to you. So we have a penny. Show the penny front and back. One penny goes in my hand. In my pocket, you grab a marker. Just give it a little tap and actually changes into a dime right there. Now I can reverse the process. I just go into my pocket, put that away, actually get the penny to come back, just like that. So I'm going to come up close for you guys. That is based off of David Williamson's Strike Vanish, which I absolutely love. And I see, well, I feel like I see so many people do it wrong, but what do I know? The way that I taught myself is to almost like you're playing the drums, but that very light, what that feather one, yeah, but just very, very. That's how I learned how to just do it, just to be very relaxed. And I see a lot of people, just really trying. I think it's just better if you just relax and do the trick. What I just showed you was the version of strike change, but you don't have to do that. But I love the gimmick version. The gimmick version is penny dime gimmick, right? So you don't need the shell, you just need the penny dime gimmick. And then a penny that somewhat matches it. And what's cool is if you put the penny dime gimmick on the back of the penny and hold it like this, it actually completes the penny. So you're showing heads and you're showing tails. That's a magician fuller to show tails. So heads, tails, switch for a second, place it in the, Matt, can we come down with this?
Yep.
So I'm going to do it right here for them. And just come over here a little bit. Perfect. Down a little bit more. Perfect. All right, so here we go, guys. Penny dime. Right, dime goes against the penny. Penny, penny, grab, regrip. Now, the reason it's not moving is because a penny has a little ledge, a little lip. So if you take your thumb and pull in, it'll lock it into place. And I guide it all the way until I'm putting it in palm pretty much. And I edge first and then down. And then before I move my pointer finger, I get the fatty part of my thumb there so it doesn't move. Also, it is pretty much in palm now. So here, now I'm going to close my fist, and my ring finger is always going to go on top of it and just squeeze it down. So as I'm getting the marker out of my pocket, I come back over, open slowly. Everything's still aligned because it's almost in palm, and it really doesn't have anywhere to go. And if I do the strike vanish, like David Williamson, the dime will stay because I stuck it to my hand. You know, it's not, so you have to be a little sweaty to do this. So again, here, come down, guide it all the way down. Once you get used to it, you'll do it fast. So, and then you get a visual change. Okay. Now, because I'm using the gimmick, penny dime gimmick, I can say, watch, I'll show you that. Just turn the penny over and go there, and I have the real penny in my hand, so I just grab the penny dime and drop the other penny in there. Now, if you don't have a penny dime, well, that is completely fine. You just do the trick the same. You just don't check. You say, here, we're going to take a penny, put it in my hands, squeeze, and you still get the open-handed visual change. Now, you don't even need the marker. What I used to do is I just used to point. So I'd go, watch, right? And what's really nice, if you could pull this off, is if you could point right down onto the dime, because it looks like you're touching it and it changes. You know, so it gets a really nice change there. And then you can change it back or do whatever you want. But yes, you definitely have to be a little bit sweaty. Not really, just some stickiness. You don't spit in your hand. I think that is it, guys. I hope you learned something. I brought my pocket watch, but that was just to show you that, you know, there's a lot you can do with accessories. I kind of left that part out. But that is it. I hope you guys learned some stuff. Matt, thank you so much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
I know everybody here in reality appreciates all the stuff that you shared with us, and everybody online. I'm sure. she'll feel the same. So
One more time, I want to drop danhauss@gmail.com. If you guys want to purchase a couple things and support me, that'd be great. Bills are due. If you want to learn something and it's just something small, by all means, email me. We can hook it up. If you want to buy maybe the new red line or something, we can work out a deal and we'll do it that way. But thank you so much.
sure. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Happy holidays.